I discovered my best friend was sabotaging my job interviews behind my back. I'd been job hunting for 8 months after getting laid off from my marketing position. My best friend Jake worked at this prestigious tech company I really wanted to join. He kept encouraging me to apply, saying he'd put in a good word with his manager. I was so grateful to have someone looking out for me. Every time I had an interview, Jake would text me good luck messages and ask for all the details afterward. He seemed genuinely invested in helping me land something. But interview after interview, I kept getting rejected. Always the same feedback. Great qualifications but concerns about cultural fit, or impressive background, but not quite what we're looking for right now. It was crushing. I started doubting everything about myself. Maybe I wasn't as good as I thought. Maybe I was coming across wrong somehow. Jake was always there to console me, though. Don't worry, man. Something better will come along. You just haven't found the right fit yet. Last month, I finally got called back for a second interview at his company. I was nervous, but excited. Jake had been hyping me up, saying his manager was really interested after their conversation. The interview seemed to go well, but again, rejection. This time, the feedback was oddly specific. They mentioned concerns about my reliability issues from previous positions, and some personality conflicts with former colleagues. That was weird because I'd never had those problems before. I started wondering where they got that information. Then I remembered Jake asking really detailed questions about my previous jobs, wanting to know about any workplace drama or conflicts I'd had. I thought he was just being a good friend, helping me prepare for potential interview questions. Something felt off, so I decided to do some digging. I reached out to a former colleague who now worked at a different company where I'd interviewed. We grabbed coffee, and I casually mentioned how tough the job market was. "Oh yeah," she said. "Actually, someone called our HR department asking about you as a reference. Said they were from your current company doing a background check. Gave them some pretty concerning information about your work ethic and attitude." My blood ran cold. I wasn't currently employed, so there was no legitimate background check happening. "Do you remember who called?" I asked. She checked her notes and said the name, and you guessed it, it was Jake. My best friend had been calling my potential employers, pretending to be conducting reference checks, and feeding them lies about my character and work history. I confronted him that night. At first, he denied everything, but when I mentioned the specific companies and details, he broke down. Turns out Jake had been in love with my ex-girlfriend Sarah for years. When she and I broke up 6 months into my unemployment, she'd mentioned she might give me another chance once I got back on my feet professionally. Jake couldn't handle that possibility, so he decided to sabotage my job search to keep me down and out. He figured if I stayed unemployed and struggling, Sarah would never come back to me, and maybe he'd have a shot with her. The most twisted part? Sarah had zero interest in either of us. She'd moved to another state and was dating someone completely different. Jake had destroyed our 15-year friendship and nearly ruined my career prospects over someone who didn't want either of us. I cut him off immediately and started over with my job search, being careful about who I shared information with. It took another 2 months, but I finally landed a great position at a company Jake had never heard me mention. Turns out when people aren't actively working against you, finding a job gets a lot easier.